So I've just arrived at a client's house. She's got a Mastiff. Okay, this Mastiff apparently doesn't like people. So what I'm going to do, I have no idea what I'm walking into, but apparently they had a previous trainer who said to him that just let the dog attack, and when he stops, reward him. And she's literally just pulled up now, so we're going to see what we're dealing with. So the thing is,
I'll get him on a lead.
Okay. Big dog. Big dog. So I've asked this guy to put the dog on a lead, and he has actually bit someone. So I don't really want to stick a muzzle on him right now if I don't have to. That's it. So just slowly come out. I'll give you plenty of space. You can see he's very nervous. Shorten up your lead a little bit. The chicken.
Okay, that's fine.
Very nervy boy.
Yeah, he's scared of him.
Yeah.
I'd say it's more nervousness and protectiveness than...
Yeah, definitely. A lot of people think the dog's being protective when it's not. It's actually well, it's more protecting itself because it's afraid. Everything. How does he walk on the lead? Does he walk nicely on the lead?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So shut the door. We'll go for the walk. Best thing for him. So we've gone for a nice little walk. Had to put a little bit of structure in with him. Slam these brakes on a little bit now because so bring him in and just shorten up the lead, because of course now we're in the house, which is obviously the bit that he hates the most. So now we're in a... Okay. We just look.
There's bedrooms, and here.
What's in there?
Kitchen. Dining room, living room.
Dining room. Should we go into the kitchen? Kitchen's a good place.
Sure.
So bring him out. Every time you hear the click, I just want you to stop, so he can get an opportunity to get his treat. Yeah, because if I click and you keep moving, he doesn't get his treat. But you're going to hear the click go off a gazillion times, but that's when he does something that I'm liking.
Okay.
So let's just be normal. So you bring him in the kitchen and we can obviously have a coffee. Do normal things with him, because that's what's going to happen. You don't want to look like when people come in, it's all not good. So I'm going to pop this down for a second so I can get my treat pouch out. He's scared. That's the reality. The treat pouch is stuck in his coat pocket. Pop that down there. Take this off. No thank you, black, strong, no sugar. Do you mind if I just pop my coat on your
Yeah,
treat pouch locked and loaded. But is this normal behaviour for him? So if the lead wasn't there,
yeah.
would he?
Come over and sniff you.
No, would he be by your side?
Yeah.
Just drop his lead. Right now, he's not doing anything. The thing is,
sudden movements.
Yeah, of course, because he's nervy. But we're not going to make sudden movements. Of course, if I was your guest, I would be saying hold on to his lead a little bit and things like that. Also, the fact he's taking food, he's not really that nervy right now. Because, for instance, I worked with a Frenchie yesterday who was very food motivated but hated the harness. As soon as the harness came out, all of a sudden the dog wouldn't take food anymore. Or when it saw a dog, it got very tense and wouldn't take the food anymore. So, here you go, mate. What's his name?
Diesel.
Diesel. Come here. And of course, if it's people leaving as well, it could be that they're moving in a way, or also could be freaking him out.
Yeah.
There's many reasons why a dog would react when people start to leave, but if you know somebody's going to get up again, pick up his
Keys are a
lead.
trigger as well. People pick their keys up. The sound of that, his eyes go all wide and.
Okay, but that's something you can work on very, very easily. All you do, right? All you do. We'll keep that there. He looks a bit concerned. All you're going to do, looking, click, reward. Whenever you make a cup of tea, pick up the keys. Whenever you finish making a cup of tea, put down the keys. Yeah. If you walk past the keys, pick them up, shake them, pop them back down. That way, the sound of the keys won't represent a negative to him. Right now, the sound of the keys represent a negative to him. So. You do a boy, aren't you? But he's understanding what that means, everything like that. But with your guests, I'd say for the first meeting or so, keep him on the lead. Yeah. Because that way, if they get up or things like that, you've got hold of the lead. If he reacts, big sharp tug, tell him no or enough, whatever it is, with a lot of authority, like you mean it, not half-heartedly, but like you mean it. Yeah. And of course, you're going to be there the whole time as well, rewarding the good choices that he makes.
Problem at the minute I'm having is in the mornings, I just put him in the garden because he started snapping at my son.
Oh really?
He's 7. My youngest is 4, not a problem, lets him stroke him, Riley tries to touch him, he growl at him, and the other day he walked past him, I was trying to get him in the garden, and he just thought no, and he grabbed the front of his t-shirt. So I just put him in the garden in the mornings now because I don't trust him around them.
Okay, right. First things first, any unsupervised interaction, just keep them separate. Yeah, obviously what you're doing for safety reasons. But have your son start coming out of you when you go for walks? I know he's 7, I know he's not going to really want to, but I worked with a dog a little while ago that it was a rescue, and like to everyone in the house except the 16-year-old daughter. And what I did, and he thought this was silly at the time, he's like, how's that advice going to work? I said, get her to feed him and walk him. Obviously your 7-year-old can't walk him because he's 7, but your 7-year-old can feed him. Okay, and he went, that's rubbish, that's not going to work. I went, trust me, and lo and behold, they're best friends now. Yeah. Quickest way to a dog's heart is through its belly, and of course the other most primal exercise is walking. So every time you go for a walk, bring your son along with him. Drag him along, get him involved. So your dog, so it becomes part of the bonding experience. For whatever its reason, I don't know. Your son might be nervous of the dog. Your son might be too OT.
Because he's nervous.
Yes, and of course, nervous dogs hate nervous people. So if your son's nervous because he has growled or snapped or bit his trouser leg, yeah. So what you need to do is controlled exercises. That's going to bring everyone together. Feeding. That's going to help massively. And walking, bringing him along on the walk. Any unsupervised exercises where you aren't around and your son's around, keep them separate for now. Even if you get a crate, is he crate trained?
No, he was in one after the operation.
Okay, so was he alright in that?
Don't really like it, no.
So what I would do is, oh man, he's hot. I'd get a crate out.
I'm gonna go get the milk.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I'd get the crate out, okay, and when your son's about, pop him.
He will go balmy though if you shut him in there.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just goes crazy.
Well, I'll send you a link to a crate training video. So when you got your crate, you can practice that. Because
we tried it when he was younger.
Yeah, and of course the dog. No, they won't, and then he starts whining. But I'll send you a link to a video which we did with a Rottweiler that used to bust out of his crate and destroy the house. So we crate trained him properly, and now he loves the crate. But do that, practice that, so the crate becomes a place of relaxation. So when your son's around, never send him there as punishment because then it defeats the purpose of relaxation. But for instance, it's important that they're together. Shutting having your son when your son's around in the mornings, that doesn't
behind the door.
Yeah, so pop him in the crate.
Okay.
That way, if he starts barking, you can go towards the crate enough. And when he shuts up, reward. No different. But yeah, the crate will keep everyone safe and it can keep everybody together as well. Thinking about it.
No.
But you see, there's nothing. It's... And I mean, let's be fair. If he wants to go through the gate,
Enough. Enough.
Just waiting for that pause. Good boy. Caught that one. You got mad catching skills. But yeah, what you do is you say enough and then you walk straight away. But while he's still there, you don't wait for him to stop.
Okay.
So again, just like before, for some reason, this causes him more rage because he's been absolutely fine until I told you to stick up the stair gate. But the problem is the stair gate is going to allow you, because otherwise what's going to happen is you're going to have to bring him directly to the door and open the door, which is going to be a stressful situation. So we need to change the way he feels about this gate because you're shutting him out when people come in, which is making him more stressed. So he needs to see people coming in, but you need to be able to let the people in and go back and control him. And it's just safer. The thing is, we don't want a muzzle on him if we don't have to put the muzzle on him, because...
So he's looking at the door because he knows when I shut him away, it means someone's coming to the door.
So go to the door. Open the door. Shut the door. And don't leave the keys in the door. Again, what you... Sorry, mate. What you do is you avoid triggers. So you know things that are going to set him off and you avoid it as opposed to addressing it. Yeah? So you know if you go towards the door, he's going to associate that with someone leaving and he's going to react. How about pop him there, do some work behind the gate, practice opening the door, shutting the door, so he knows, hold on, opening the door and shutting the door doesn't necessarily mean someone's going to leave. You said the keys, pick up the keys. Mouth open, and reward that because he's going in a more relaxed state. Contrary to belief, panting can be a good thing. Often when a dog's about to react or bite, their mouth shuts, which many people don't realise. So right now, what he's learning is behind this gate is a lot better. Yeah. So I'm going to go and get my coffee, and then let's see how he reacts when I come back, because you said movements and things going towards the door. And of course, if he reacts, you go straight to him enough, and you stay there till he stops. Come back. Yeah, there you go.
Enough.
Nice. Stay there.
Going for the door because he thinks I'm going to shut the door.
No, but you're not. This is in his head.
No.
Mouth open. See, he's understanding the sound of that.
Oh,
again, it's a habit, yeah. So, but you see how you were straight on him, how he backed up.
Yeah.
That's because he's a coward, yeah. So, because as soon as you display some authority over him, he steps down. That's what he needs. He needs someone to take charge of...
No.
Pardon?
So it's my partner.
I'm assuming he's fine with your partner. But yeah, you need to be on top of him. Because he doesn't know how to behave, so he behaves the way he sees fit right now. Yeah? So you need to show him what you expect. Make sure that you're rewarding. So basically, every time I'm clicking, this is what you're going to be doing. Making sure you're rewarding that. So if his mouth shuts and all of a sudden he starts panting again, reward that. When he backs away, you can see when he's still there for a second, but when he relaxes, click. If he looks away, click. Hello, mate.
Alright.
Yeah. Look in. Tell him.
Enough.
Stay there. Stay there, he's still there. Looked away, gets a reward. But we need to condition him that this gate isn't a bad thing.
No.
Because like I said, he was actually alright with me in the house, but you said if anybody tries to leave or sudden movements, you'll go for him.
Yeah.
But also shutting him out isn't an option, so this is the best option for him. So I'm going to go away again. And ready, you're going to be straight there as I come back. See, he's there, right there, now.
Enough.
Stay there, he's still there. See how he's looking?
Enough.
Broke his focus. He broke his focus for a second to look back at you, but then his eyes were straight back on me. But when you stayed there, you could see, it's hard to explain, but there was a softer look in his eyes. There's an intense stare from him, and when that's...
His eyes.
These are the little subtle things that a lot of dog trainers miss. They just want to reward, but they want to try and distract the dog, like, here, I've got a treat, here.
Yeah.
You didn't like that, did you? But again, he looked without reacting, so I can definitely reward that. But you can tell that he's a coward, because again, let's be fair, I mean, how much does he weigh? 50 kilos?
60.
60? Wow, you big boy. 60 kilos, and if he wanted to, he could bulldoze that gate down.
Yeah.
It's like that Rottweiler I told you about that didn't like people, walks in the house and he's barking his head off, and you think for a second, Jesus Christ, you're a big old boy. But then he's got a gate this big. And I'm like, if you could clear that, mate, you're a 2-year-old Rottweiler. Back up, reward. Oh, nice, good boy. That's much better. Going into a sit. Of course, you're going to be giving him a lot of treats for the time being, so just pay attention to that when you're feeding him. You don't want any extra weight on him unnecessarily because of his joints, because it's an operation and everything. So you're going to be giving him a lot of treats, yeah? Just make sure that you take that into account when you feed him in the evening, so you might have to cut his dinner down for a little bit, even if it's next to nothing, because again, this is what's going to help him. The quickest way to his heart is through his stomach. He's a Mastiff. What Mastiff doesn't like food? Yeah? So, do you want to take that? You got a little pocket you put it on? And you can take the clicker. So just push it and to make sure you can understand it. Push it, that's it. And just give him a treat, because you've got to give him a treat. Right. So I'm going to walk away. You're going to do it exactly now, because again, remember, I'm going to be a guest. I'm not going to be a dog trainer walking through your door. I would be a guest, which means you have to do all of this yourself. So when he reacts, you need to be able to stop him and then reward him when he does something good. So I'm going to come back.
Enough.
Stay there. Wait until he does something. He's still there, so you have to stay there. Now you can reward. He looks away. That's it. Nice. Yeah. You've actually got a bit of authority. It helps if you've got children, to be fair.
If I shout at them, he goes and hides in his bed. What do you want, friend?
What's that?
I said if I shout at the kids, he goes and hides in his bed.
Yeah, I've got a staffy like that. Very sensitive to any sort of violence.
Enough. Enough. Does that count?
Yep. Anything that breaks his focus from reacting. But you see, you have to do the good with the bad. You can't just wait for him to stop, because if you wait for him to stop, there's no deterrent for him to not do the negative behaviour. This is where a lot of trainers go wrong. They're like, "I'll just wait for him to stop mauling you and then reward him."
Yeah.
But then there's nothing to stop him mauling you, and he knows that once he's mauled you, he's going to get a reward for stopping anyway. You have to have some negative association. Yeah. So if he reacts, you go over there, enough. And if he doesn't react, he gets a reward, so there's a clear message. Yeah. But just waiting for a dog to stop a behaviour to reward them, in hopes they're going to... That's good. Let's definitely reward that, because that's some more relaxing behaviour.
Really? So,
you step forward. I'm going to come out here, which is now in his danger zone. Nice. That was a moment. You see how he looked at me, then looked at you? Yeah. That's him making good decisions, whereas normally he looked at me and would react. He's looking at you, making good decisions. So I'm going to go to the door, which is a stressor for him. See, thinking about it. You don't reward that because you see that expression in his face and how he's poised.
Yeah.
Now reward because he's softened up.
Slam it.
Right, and I'm going to walk towards you a little bit. Nice. It's alright, you'll get quicker at getting these little moments. See how he's doing really well. And then, of course, once he's calmer like this, that's when you bring him out.
Yeah.
But keep him on a lead, because if somebody moves or something like that, you don't want him to react. But your guests have to act as if you don't have a dog. I know it's hard when you've got a 60-kilo drooling Mastiff, but they need to act as if he doesn't exist. Is he alright with any of your friends or anything like that?
We've got one that looks after him when we go away, Whitnell.
Nice,
And then he goes through now and again when he's trying to walk out the house.
Yeah, so you have to work on this. So, I mean, it's easy. If your friend doesn't mind, do what we're doing.
Yeah.
So you're there ready to be on top of him because I'm moving out the door. Nice. But you see, it's changing his emotional response. Right now, people leaving elicit a certain response for him. Right now, you want the response to be, look in, looks nice. See how he's getting the game now? Yeah? This is much, much better. Because the thing is, when he gets worked up like that, it's stressful, and dogs don't like to be stressed. Yeah? So if you can show him a better way that decreases his stress, this is what he's doing. He's learning, looking at me, definitely reward if he lays down. Click. Perfect. This is what you need to do. And then start bringing him on a pack walk so we can expose him to more and more people. Because the thing about a pack walk, what will happen, we have regulars on them. So he'll see the same faces and get more comfortable with them. But we also have new people starting each week, so he'll constantly see new faces. He's in the woods with other dogs. Will he be able to walk around the woods? What's his fitness like?
How long do you normally go for?
The walk itself is probably about an hour to an hour and a half.
Yeah, he should be alright with that.
Yeah? Because when did he have his operation?
6 months ago.
Oh yeah, cool.
But he's just got arthritis in his hips now, so. But
yeah, we got a couple of arthritic dogs. Do you give him turmeric paste?
I'm going to start doing that. Yeah.
So that will help, and of course, please do look at hydrotherapy because that will help massively. I can recommend a great one, but she's in Southend. It is a little bit far, but.
No, one of the ladies, I'm a cleaner, one of the ladies I clean for, her dog's got double hip dysplasia, and she takes her for hydro every week, and you know, she's
look at this.
2 now. You can hear the bread, can't you?
You like bread? It's not good for you.
He loves bread.
My Rottweiler kept being sick, and I'm thinking, why are you being sick? And I couldn't work out because she wasn't eating anything, in my opinion, that she shouldn't be. She's not a scavenger outside or anything like that. But she kept randomly being sick, and I couldn't work out what was wrong with her. She was fine personality-wise and everything. She didn't have to run. She just kept being sick. And then I caught her one day. The other half was throwing bread out for the birds. Daisy was eating it. So again, it's just sudden movements. Yeah? But you see how you're on top of him.
Yeah.
Considering you've got a reactive dog, you're actually pretty calm. A lot of people I see with nervous dogs, particularly one that has bitten someone, they're very tense and nervous themselves, but he does seem to listen to you when you display a bit of authority.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I'm not scared of him, but my son definitely is. And
yes.
He goes and hides in his bedroom now because I just don't want to be around him.
No, so put him in a crate train him, and then your son can come out and they can learn to coexist.
Be in the same place.
Yeah. Because right now all they're doing is avoiding.
It's not solving anything, is it?
And plus, what you can often find with a nervous dog, they can actually become a bit of a bully to something more nervous to them because it actually makes them feel self-confident. That's where a lot of people go wrong. So, for instance, you can meet a dog that's really nervous of other dogs. I actually had it. Where was I? The other day, I think it was in one of my training classes. We had this dog, and he went to hump one of the dogs. He went, "He doesn't normally hump." I went, "That's because he's nervous." Right? Nervous dogs will often hump as a stress relieving signal. I said, but the reason you don't often see your dog hump is because normally most dogs around him are probably more confident, so he won't dream of humping a confident dog.
Oh, there's one that's a little bit more nervous.
But this
than
dog
him.
that he met was a little bit more nervous than him, and that instantly made him come into a bit of a, like, almost like a bully state.
I think that is what it is with Riley, isn't it?
Yeah,
He just
and because that dog was more nervous than him, he wanted to mount it. Of course, we stopped him before he got the opportunity, but the owner was shocked. He went, I've never seen my dog mount a dog. I said, yeah, that's because you take him out on social walks with your client's dogs, because she's a dog walker, and the dogs are all happy-go-lucky, run around, and they're not nervous of this dog. But this dog, because it was a big German Shepherd versus a little Bichon, the Bichon rolls on its back, so it went to mount. So nervous dogs will often pick on something more nervous than them, because it makes them feel more self-confident.
So when he meets another dog, he's quite happy for them to come up and sniff him and stuff, but he does have his hackles up and his ears back, so he is still
unsure.
nervous. Yeah.
Yeah. Right, so we stop there.